What up? What's good? What's the word? Rap talk is the word. Like to welcome you to Poetry and Conversations. Feel free to come on in. Again, hopefully YouTube sent out them alerts to all my people out there so they can come on in and watch the show. We just gonna celebrate female hip hop today. We may come up with a list, top 5 female rappers. We might do it as we go. I really, especially by being National Women's Month, like your man Pac say, since we all came from a woman, got our name from a woman, and our game from a woman, we gotta celebrate y'all. Celebrating y'all is celebrating us, celebrating life, because we definitely can do it. So we're just gonna talk about female MCs. Might try to, like I said, might try to break it down to the top 5. But again, I know it's so many female MCs, and at the same time, it's a lot of different generations, a lot of different gaps. So I'm gonna let a couple more people come on in, because it's hard to tell, because we don't want to leave nobody out. There's a lot of more female MCs that's coming up in the game right now also too. So we really don't want to leave them out. But I think I pretty much know how my audience is. I kind of check out the analytics and see the age brackets of how old the people are who watch the show. So I pretty much know what we're going to be talking these 90s rappers and 80s rappers and early 2000 rappers. But even though, shout out to all the different young ladies that's coming out now that's making a movement, who's doing something with music and paving the way. That's a beautiful thing. That's positivity. You can take wherever you want to take music. So all the female rappers that's on the come up and doing their thing, shout outs to you. Take it where you want to take it. As long as hopefully it's something positive and it's something that these young ladies can grow from and set an example. We got a call-in number. If you want to call in and speak your piece, that's cool too. It's pinned up here on the top of the comments. And that's 248-242-2947. Again, that number is 248-242-2947. Or of course, you want to just put it in the comments. I'll give you a shout out and read it in the comments of top 5 female MCs that you think making noise and doing what they're doing. So of course, I like to start the show and get into a poem. Again, we're going to do top 5 female rap MCs. We're just going to celebrate female rappers. I want to start the show off with this piece I wrote called "You More Than the Physical." Listen to me. You know you ain't gonna have that body forever, right? And when it's gone, what you gonna fall on? We can't say confidence because as much as you post pics, we can tell that temporary fix don't last long. Check to the internet. Stuck in time, living off an image. Got more gut than butt, and guess what, baby girl? Them glory days you had is finished. But you still can be beautiful. You see, a closed mind and an open heart can raise a village. Treating you like a queen is how I want to approach you, but you coming across hotter than a skillet. Fish grease. Treated like an object, but trying to pretend that you not. We see your expensive but on sale outfit. Open your mouth. Let's see what else you got. See, I'm a hood intellect, and I know potential when I see it. Come back to reality because you living in a world where the internet is undefeated. So keep your clothes on. Get your goals on. Keep your soul strong. So you can teach our young black queens how to hold on. You're more than the physical. Rap talk, that's that piece. Snap, 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 snaps. That's that poem piece. You're more than physical. So what up, though? Let's get into it. Let's talk about it. First off, female MCs. I just want to say this off top. There's so much pressure. And us men, we know it. We know it. We know it, ladies. It's so much pressure. Being a female MC in this male dominated game, not even just on the surface of just being another rapper, but even behind the scenes and on different levels. We know it, we see it. Ladies go through a lot. So just being in the game, you should be respected. Just being these female MCs just we about to talk about or that we bring into the table, just think about all the different obstacles that they had to endure just to even see the dead of light. I'm talking about just to be amongst the different rappers and be in the conversation. Just think of the push through, the whole value of just making it through. That deserves credit. It's powerful. And I can just only imagine just the tug of war that's trying to prove yourself to men, not only on stage, but off stage, that you can rap. But when it comes to a list, though, let me see if I can make a little criteria a little bit first when we try to choose these different rappers. Because in early hip hop, let's just admit, you can say what you want to say, but you really didn't have that many to choose from. It was more to the effect of like the female MCs that you had. It was just, of course, they was handpicked, but it wasn't too many to choose from. So when it comes to the competition, if you notice, a lot of female MCs that always came out, they always talked about other female MCs. You ever notice that? They still do it to this day. It's like they always against each other. Why? I always often just wonder that. It's like You didn't see too much unity when it comes to the female MC. Except for around the MC Light and Queen Latifah time, that little time, Salt and Pepper in them. I guess we could put them all in the same decade or bracket of female MCs. That late 80s to early 90s, that like 88 to 95 ish. That unity was amongst each other a little bit, at least on the forefront, to where it just showed. Not saying that we knew everything that went on behind the scenes, but you had your Queen Latifahs, you had your MC Light, you had your Miss Melody, you had your Salt and Pepper, which was basically the female version of Run DMC if you really think about it. Two MCs and a female DJ. Salt and Pepper is a mirror to Run DMC. And not to mention on the commercial tip, to where they just was big enough to be seen and heard. So if I did have to create a list, I guess the criteria will have to be appeal, sexiness will have to be in there. It might sound misogynistic, but it's definitely a factor when it comes to female rappers and female MCs. Your appeal, 'cause that's a part of your impact. I mean, let's face it. I mean, if you easy on the eyes, you can be more easier to listen to. But I definitely don't want to make this a looks thing. But looks never hurt it on a female MC when they just was easy on the eyes and still could present themselves in a way to get their message across without just blatantly putting the sex in front of your face. But moving forward, sex can be a part of the whole ordeal to your legacy. If that's a part of what you selling, that's what you selling. If that's what you talking about, if that's what you doing. I mean, who can we always be the judge to say that? Okay, well, I mean, let's just face it. Since the beginning of time, a woman's sexuality have took them places and got them in doors that probably would have been shut if the appeal in a certain way didn't fall through. I mean, when Little Kim go down in history, she's still gonna be known for her sex appeal, although she had lyrics, although she can hang out with the male MCs and was with the Notorious Big on a level to where she's gonna be mentioned because she's attached to him in more ways than one, and definitely musically. She was part of the crew with Junior Mafia, and she represented for the females. So with the sex appeal part being about it, some of the things that she talked about, it still won't go overlooked. We still can't turn a blind eye to that album cover, that hardcore, that poster when she's there with the mink and the leopard, bikini on. I mean, that whole visual just attached to Little Kim. That was a time, that was a moment in hip hop. We're going to attach that visual to her out of respect. Again, like I say, even though she talked about sexual things, she was that voice at that time. Hip hop needed that. And when I say hip hop needed that, it's more to the fact of being in a male dominated genre and how men will steady just say fuck bitches and bitch this and hold that. To have a female come in when she did to say fuck nigga this or fuck, to combat all of that. Women needed that voice. It was empowerment on a level, whether it was raw or raunchy. She still was lyrical. She still had a style. She still had a. I mean, let's face it. When we came out the house and we went out on the streets, we were talking to those women already in that type of language. So to have a female MC just come out and be able to be the voice for all those females in the hood, that's a powerful moment in hip hop. That's a shift. That was a shift in hip hop. She was different from the Queen Latifah, the MC Lights, Salt and Peppers coming out of that era. It was her and Foxy. They did that. And we never got the moment to see her and Foxy flourish together. That goes, I mean, they flourished together, but separately. That goes back to what I was saying a couple of minutes ago as far as Salt and Pepper, MC Light, and Queen Light. Matter of fact, I'm going to do that poem too. Because I say in one of my pieces, I say Salt and Pepper, MC Light, and Queen Latifah all could hold their own. But see, y'all wanted Nicki to stand alone about another female get knocked off the throne. I mean, let's just face it, them 2000s, I mean, even now, even though you do got your female groups out now, you got these city girls and a lot of different female groups that are together. But it was amongst the time coming out of that unity era to where it's only one at a time. It's like, who we rolling with? We rolling with Nicki, we rolling with Cardi. Like who is y'all picking? It's kind of like how it kind of goes back to that thing how they say about certain comedians. It's always just one that's up here and the rest just trickle on down, like that whole one at a time phase, which is subjective. It all depends on how you look at it. Some people can really give in to that analogy. Some people can. But is it really real? Or is it just made up in your mind that this person is just that good that they're getting all the opportunities and it's their moment? But let me get into my top five though. Like I say, feel free to comment, put in the comments who your top five is. If I had to choose though, I'm gonna name my five first, but then maybe I'm gonna put them in order as far as back. My top five, and it's kind of hard for me also too because as much as I give and respect to these women, it was only a few to where I just really just dive in and really just dissect their music just on a deeper level. But on the surface though, I gotta give it up to Eve. I like the Eve. Because when I just looked at her style was just, of course it was around the corner like Lil Kim and them. But she still had that positivity. I think of songs like Love is Blind. The whole image of just giving off positivity. It's like I say, she still was around the corner. She still was sexy. Still had appeal. She still had impact. All the things that a male can do. Not to mention how many. I remember this too, them early 2000s. Not to mention how many women she had get blonde hair. I don't know how many women she had doing that. I remember going to the clubs and the bar, and I'm looking like, damn, Eve got, especially here in Detroit. It was just so many women. Cause I remember the popular club here around that time was like the River Rock and stuff like that. I remember I used to see so many different girls just with the ball, just blonde cut. So many people had that. I mean, that's impact. You got people cutting off their hair just to look like you. And so Eve was definitely in my list, top five. I like to say, you got to be somebody for Salt and Pepper. They got to make my list. It's like a toss-up between Salt or Pepper. But I kind of always like the Sart a little bit better though. So I throw Sart in there. Who else? Lauren, of course. Got Lauren in there. Even though I always wanted more material from her, I still think she's scared. Her and 3000. That's a sidebar. Her and Andre 3000. I still think they both just scared and just scared. It's too much pressure. But I put Lauren. I got Lauren Hill, Sart, Eve. Now where I want to go. I'm leaning towards MC Light. I'm leaning towards Light. I gotta throw Light up in there. Cause Light, she was raw too. If you notice all these people not naming so far, maybe except Lauren Hill, they all had that around the corner, around the way, home girl type of feel to them. But still just into it when they was into it. And they all had male counterparts. Except Sark though. Even though they was kind of more cool with Kid and Play and them, they was hanging out. They whole crew. So we look at it like I got Sark, Lauren. Of course Lauren was a part of the Fugees. Who I say? Sark, Lauren, and Eve. I think I'm gonna go with Light. Cause Light, she was just raw too. And speaking of raw too, of course she had counterparts to audio too. So she was rolling with them and she just had that persona too, like, okay, well, I'm bossful, man, paper thin, cha cha cha. That poor Georgie, that storytelling. That's one of my favorite songs from her, actually. That poor Georgie. And it had a message about drunk driving, drinking and driving, positivity. So I gotta throw Light in there. That's why I say Light, Eve, Lauren. Who else I say? So that's 4. Then I gotta get my 5. Gotta throw Lil' Kim up in there. So that's my list right there. It might be some other people I might think of later and think to myself like, damn, I could have said such and such. But up top right now, that's who I got. I got Kim, Eve, Lauren, Light, and Salt. Now my 5 to 1, that's a juggle. That's gonna be a juggler. Lauren will probably be my number 1. Lauren will be number 1. Cause just talent wise, she was a singer and rapper. So I mean that just takes so much just to do both. Even though we can base it off only so much material. After all these years of time, you still always saw the potential there. And it's crazy we thrive off of that of just knowing. Like the same way we did with Biggie. We didn't have that many albums. But when you know somebody just that good off the minimal amount of material that you heard from that person, you saw the potential. You knew the potential. That's why it's always the what ifs when it comes to a person like Biggie. It's like, what if this? What if that? It's like you still want to hold on to it because you know they was good, but probably didn't even reach their full potential. So when it comes to it, Lauren, and the things that she did with music, as far as singing, and even that live album that she did, talent is there. So maybe Saw to be 5. Saw to be 5. Who else I said? I got Eve on my list. Like, it'll be Saw, Light, Eve, Kim, and Lauren. That's my top 5 right there. And what you gonna do with it? What you gonna do with it? How can you debate it? I mean, who you got? Put it in the comments. That's cool with me. That's what I'm thriving off of. Those 5 right there. That's my 5. 5 down to 1. Now, of course, there's some honorable mentions out there because I'm pretty sure it's a lot of female MCs that I probably think of later on tonight. I'll probably land up in the bed and think to myself like, "Damn, I should have said such and such." Foxy was cool. Foxy was cool. Foxy was all right. She was able to commercialize. I ain't gonna say commercialize it, but her run, and especially standing her, it just was always just it's all, it just always that one little stigma just gonna be held over her head that is gonna be just real hard to just overlook is if she wrote all her lyrics. It's the only thing about Foxy, because she definitely get a lot of credit. She had the look, she had the style, she moved like a boss. She was amongst a whole bunch of dudes and held her own. And that's why I brought it over the way I say I like Eve, because the way she came, she was one of the chicks, and she still was with Rough Riders. And she still was shining on posse cuts and group songs and still holding her own. I mean, things like that, that means a lot. It stands for a lot. It's hip hop songs that's male dominated, and she's still gonna be in the conversation. Lil Kim, that hardcore. I ain't even lie, it ain't even like that was the album for me, but it's like when I associate myself with different women at the time, and women always bring it up, and to hear them repeat those songs and talk about it, it's like they make it culture for us. It's not me, because we the guys. It's only, I mean, for like men, I don't want to put out there, but like, I don't want to say manly men, but to be honest with you, it's only so much of a female MC that we can really like take so far as like dive and be all into the album, because how is it going to be relatable? I mean, you know how a female rap, you know that one song was coming up about how men ain't shit or this, that, and especially nowadays. It's like how many of them can we sing, even though it's still females that do like a Too Short and stuff like that. It do seem kind of funny how women can do it, but guys can't. It's like if you just saw me at the light and you saw me playing City Girls or something, you would look at me like I was fucking crazy. You would be like, what is up with this dude? Like if you just saw me with the top down and you just called me at a red light and I'm singing "Fuck Nigga Free" or something, it just wouldn't come off right. You would be like, hey, what's up with this dude? Like, what's really going on? But if you saw that same female saying, pulling up at the light, playing Shake That Monkey or whatever, you'd be like, damn, I kind of like, you would look at her like, damn, she loose, like she ready, like, it'd be a whole different type of energy. But I get it. But I just want to just celebrate female MC. This is National Women's Month, and as far as us men, we really do know what it takes. And not what it takes, but we do get a glimpse of how overshadowing that it can be for female MCs being in a male dominated field like this, and how some can get overlooked. And not to mention just the pressure of having to show your body a little bit or be a little revealing and seductive at times or stuff like that. So some of us men, we really do look at that and think to ourselves like, damn, that's a lot of pressure. And then not to mention all y'all counterparts and how much women be against each other at times, especially in this industry, to where I said earlier, to where some just get pick and chose at a certain time to where it's only one at a time. Which I kind of do feel like we kind of getting away from that to a certain extent. I do feel we kind of getting away from that. It's like right now, you got your Cardi, you got the City Girls, you got Meg Thee Stallion. I ain't even brought her up, but she's very popular and she's flourishing. You got different female rappers now that can they can do it on a level to where it ain't just, okay, we got to separate this, and they got to go at each other and no type of unity. But that's on them if they want to all get together. Now that'd be dope if something like that happened. If a female posse cut just came out, kind of like how. Matter of fact, I didn't even bring this song up too. When we were talking about unity, like when they had the ladies' night. Damn, I didn't bring the Brat name up either too though. The Brat. She ain't in my top 5, but she definitely an honorable mention though. The Brat. I didn't think about the Brat because I do remember that song called Ladies Night. It had all them on it. Who was it? Angie Martinez. Even though she's not a rapper per se, she's a radio personality and she's definitely flourishing in her field. But I do remember that song, that Ladies Night. I remember I can't think of all the people that was on that song, but it definitely was a song that was the movement. And not to mention the that remix that Brandy had too, that I Want to Be Down, that was like monumental too. That showed unity amongst female. That was dope. Now that was dope. It was Queen Latifah, even though it's Brandy's song and she's R&B, but she still got all the different hip hop, women to be on the song when they rap on Queen Latifah. Like that was dope. That was sweet. So, like I say, it can, of course, be unity. I think they kind of overdue for a nice female posse cut right about now. That'd be dope. Now, if somebody put it together and who all it would be, I don't know, because it seemed like I'm gonna say that it's separated, but it's a lot of women that is flourishing right now, and they making noise. And that's more about to come, I think. I mean, if you look around, and then some ain't even rolled around yet, it's going to be I think it's going to be another female to just come through and just crack the door a little bit. It's about that time. If that don't happen, what's going to happen is one of the, I want to say OGs, but it's going to be a female that haven't been out in a while. I can feel it. It's going to be a female who haven't been out in a while, come out with something, or we just going to be a female MC who just cold, who just come through and just really get put out there. I mean, it's about that time. Or like I say, or unless we're gonna get another album from Nicki or somebody, it's gonna be something though. I feel it because it's like simmering already to where it's hot for the females to get out there and do their thing, which is cool. But being that summertime about to come around, something about to happen. I don't know what it is, but my hip hop senses just tell me that so it's definitely possible. So I mean, I just want to just give it up to all different female MCs. I told y'all my top 5. Y'all can put it in the comments again who your top 5 is, or who just honorable mentions who you feel that definitely deserves some credit for being a female MC. Now this was my top 5. I got Salt from Salt and Pepper. He 5. Then number 4, who I had? At 4, I had the one Eve. Let me think of my top 5 first again, and I'm gonna say the order I said. I know I said Eve, Light. Oh yeah, Light. That's my number 4. MC Light, my number 4. Number 5 is Salt for Salt and Pepper. Number 4 is MC Light. Number 3 on my list is Eve. Number 2, Lil Kim. And number 1 is Lauryn Hill. Now that's my top 5. Like I say, some honorable mentions. People like the Brat. The Brat held her own. I think the Brat may be just a tad bit underrated. Just a tad bit underrated. But I think it was kind of like, I don't say, it's crazy. It's crazy how this got to come up in the conversation when we talk female MCs. But the whole energy of the boyish thing and the baggy clothes. Not saying that she had to sell sex. Not saying that she had to be seductive or wear something tight. She didn't have to. But the energy of the whole bagginess and some of the songs where I ain't gonna say that they were commercial, but it was more like, like where can we put you, Brad? You know, like, do you want to be on the, I don't know, do you want to be on the best? I'm the best MC, or do you want to be on the laid back tip to where I'm just chill? You know, it's kind of like it was like a mesh, which can be a good thing when you have so many different elements. But at the same time, maybe I gotta just back up off of it because I probably just went one of the ones who dug in her catalog just super deep to just know like, okay, well, she's skillful, but it's still sexy. Or this, it's kind of like it can't be in one category. Like when it comes to Brat, that's why I don't know if that could be a good thing or a bad thing. But for me, it just with the whole bagginess was a little bit of a turn away for me, you know, which is cool. But we can take it all the way back, or we can move forward. Let's just hope that it's more females come out, more positivity, more good images, more balance, a little less ratchet. Although it can go either way, because somebody like it, somebody's buying it. But that's like I say, I know most of my audience is 30 and up. The people that watch this show, they want it more laid back. They want the consciousness. Oh, I ain't giving up to Rhapsody either. Speaking of consciousness, I ain't even named Rhapsody. Rhapsody, she's dope. She definitely deserves a mention. She has stage presence. She's carrying the torch, but she's not young like that. Not saying that you have to be, but I put Rhapsody in the category to where it's more like it's female, but it's like adult contemporary female, you know, because she's more like in the over 30 bracket. I'm not sure her age, but I'm talking about her shit is mature enough for the over 30 to want to listen to it. She's in that bracket, but Rhapsody, she definitely deserves some credit and to be put in the conversation, and she's consistent. Jean Grey, I didn't bring her up. I mean, that's when we're talking about lyrics. We're talking about people on that whole realm of just female MCs who just, I ain't with all that selling the sex appeal. Y'all gonna get these words and these rhythms and take this shit and do what y'all do with this shit. So I just want to give it up for the female MCs, the female rappers, especially again by being, I mean, even beyond it being just National Women's Month, just period. Y'all deserve more. So y'all have to carry the torch. Where's the female MCs at? Where's the where's the energy? Where's the movement? So you, maybe the next female MC is out there watching right now, right? But I'm gonna get into this one more piece though. I'm gonna leave y'all with this. At the end of the day, never be afraid to dream. No, in fact, I'm gonna do intelligence is sexy. Just we keeping it female and we keeping it popping on that type of realm. Because the piece I did earlier was talking about how females, you more than the physical. And we also pushing intelligence is sexy. Listen to me. The way she spelled, I can tell English class was her favorite. Commas and curves in all the right places and completes her statements. Eyes wide bright, it can light the room. Even completes my sentences because she stays in tune. And the tunes that I pick, she dissect the verses. Our conversations are priceless like a coupon purchase. Separating apples from oranges, our mental performance keeps me elevated because the love is enormous. The walk of a queen with the confidence posture. No twerking videos because she's trying to prosper. Listen to me. Everything legit. All her shit got insurance. After work relations hit the track with endurance. No time for the gossip because she's busy with reading, plotting on investments and the money received and still working overtime. I'ma get her, she let me. So fuck a pill popping weed head bitch. Intelligence is sexy. Intelligence is sexy. That's that piece. Snap, 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 snaps. I'm gonna get with y'all on the back end though. I thank you for tuning in to Poetry and Conversations. Again, feel free to share this video, spark up a conversation, share it on your page, or just text it to somebody. Text this video to somebody and start a conversation about top female rappers. I appreciate y'all tuning in. And of course, at the end of the day, you always can subscribe to the channel, like the video, comment your top 5. You can donate. I mean, all of this is business. At the end of the day, this is still business. You can donate via Cash App to Raptalk if you're feeling generous. You want to just show some respect and just say, hey, brother, I see what you're doing, and I respect that. That's all good, too. I appreciate y'all. Get with y'all next Tuesday. Poetry and Conversations. Y'all stay safe out there. Rap Talk.